Here in China, I love how breakfast options and flavors change so dramatically as you travel around the country. And the first thing I always do when I arrive in a new place is check out the local breakfast. So I'm currently here in Sichuan Banna, and there are so many yummy looking breakfast options, I can't possibly fit it all into one day. So for the next 3 days, I'm going to be recording what I eat for breakfast, and it starts right here, right now. This is what we'll be eating for breakfast today. It's called Wang Jiao, and it specializes in something called mi gan, which is a variety of rice noodle that I've been told is very, very popular here in Sichuan Banna. Here, there's a huge variety of ways that mi gan is served. On the menu, you can first choose the noodle variety you want. Of course, we'll be going for the famous mi gan. Then underneath, you've got all these different topping options that I was told can also be mixed and matched. So the options are really endless and a bit intimidating for a first timer. The lady recommended I try this one, zaijiang mi gan, which is minced saucy pork, which she also added a second pork topping too. So here they have two serving sizes, big bowl and small bowl. And can you believe that this here is actually the small bowl? But guess what? It's about to get even bigger. Oh my goodness. So you've got your bowl of noodles here, but that is not the end of the process. There are so many additions you can add here. I think of any noodle bar I've ever been to, this is probably the biggest range of toppings and additions. And not gonna lie, when confronted with so many topping options, I got a bit lost again. This place is just bombarding me with all the choices. How's a girl to decide? At first I just watched what other people were doing, but I quickly realized everyone has their own strategy. So I let go of my fears and did just that, adding a bit of whatever took my fancy. Some of this incredibly flavorful soy sauce mix, some tangy tomato broth, some yellow peas, garlic of course, pickles, and more pickles, some black bean umami goodness, and of course some chili oil. For the spicy kings and queens out there, you've got lots of chili options here. And people seem to be adding a lot of this one, so I think I'm just gonna really pile that on top. People have like mountains of food coming out of this station. Yeah, I'd say the general theme here seems to be more is more. Would you check out this bowl of noodles? I think there are more veggies and ingredients on top than there are actually noodles inside.
没你吃得完吗？那么多？
不知道，是小碗。
那是小碗啊。
对，这是小碗。
哎呦，我怕这个不是小碗。
你经常来这里吗？
哦，他家最好玩了，他家是特色，是本地的老特色的东西。
It's hard to believe this is a small bowl and it cost me 10 RMB. That's like $2 Australian, and I guess if you're going for US dollars, that's like $1.50. And all of those toppings and additions, you can really go crazy, put whatever you like in it. So that's exactly what I did. I just added a little bit of everything, and it's resulted in this mountainous bowl of noodles. I'm just hoping my combination of toppings tastes good. So I guess technically this is a noodle soup, but it seems that a lot of that liquid has been absorbed by the noodles or some of the ingredients that I've put in, so it's become definitely more focused on those chewy, delicious looking noodles there. It's just so fresh. Like, look at all of those fresh ingredients in there. I've got some tomato, I've got bean sprouts, which give it a really nice texture as well. I think this mi gan is like the toast of Xishuangbanna because you can have it however you want. You know, some people like Vegemite, some people like Nutella, some people like peanut butter. So I think you come here, you get your, base noodles with your choice of what meat you want, and then you go and essentially customize your dish to your taste. I think it would be impossible to give a general review of this dish because every single bowl would be different. I guess the question on everyone's lips is, will I be able to finish this small bowl of noodles? I'm gonna do my best. Definitely way too optimistic wearing a white jacket this morning. But we eventually found ourselves at the bottom of the bowl. I got myself a spoon so I could scoop up all those goodies floating around. So the end of this dish, the bottom of this dish, is my favorite part of the dish because all those toppings that I've put in there have sunk to the bottom. You've got little shards of noodle that have kind of fallen apart throughout the process of me slopping down these noodles. And it's all combining all of those juices and flavors. It's delicious. It's just all texture and flavor and freshness. Amazing bowl of noodles. I guess every day it would be different. You'd never be bored with these noodles. Well, before you get bored of me yapping on about these noodles, let's see what day 2 breakfast has in store for us. Day 2 breakfast, and we are having some normie fan sticky rice. This place looks super busy, and basically, oh, how amazing does that look? You get your sticky rice, and then you choose what stuff you want with it, and then you just eat it. This here is a specialty of the Dai ethnic minority, and the Dai food I've had so far here in Sichuan Banna has been chef's kiss, so I'm sure this will be just as banging. She starts by adding sticky rice to my plate, 3 different colors of sticky rice to be exact. It's then time for toppings. While there are menu sets you can choose from, I just asked her to add the most famous and popular things. I got a nice mix of meat, veggies, as well as these vibrant sauces and dips. Then she calculates the price.
41元。
Holy moly, good thing I was hungry. This breakfast is massive and looks so delicious. Now I just need to find a place to eat. So busy. This place is just so hectic and busy and loud. I think I'm gonna see if I can get this to take away and eat it somewhere a bit more quiet. But before we do, let's just appreciate how beautiful it looks now, because I'm not sure how pretty it's gonna look once it's packed up to go. But guys, I'm a woman with a plan. I know exactly where I wanna go eat this. We're gonna walk over this bridge here and find us a nice spot to plop down on the banks of the Mekong River, the same river that flows through Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. I think this morning is the perfect example of, sometimes things don't work out the way you think they will, but often they'll work out even better. I mean, check out my view this morning to eat my breakfast. And our platter here has held up quite well in our travels, I'm happy to report. This here looks very interesting. I think what I'm going to do is consult their online menu to see what most of this is. So I've just discovered this is actually their most popular item on their menu here. You can see it at the top. It is lemongrass wrapped, dried, stringy meat, basically. The first thing I'm going to do is put on my gloves because you actually eat this with your hands, and I didn't bring a serviette with me, so we are gonna get all protected. First things first, I'm just gonna unwrap this because I don't imagine I actually eat the lemongrass, so that I can get that meat inside. And look how amazing it looks. It's like a lot of stringy meat there. You've also got a lot of herbs on the other side. Oh, I think this is gonna taste absolutely incredible. Oh. Yum! It's so good! Absolutely bursting with fresh herbs, which makes this so tangy and zesty. But you also have a really nice saltiness coming from that dried, stringy meat. And you know what I actually think I should do? Is eat this with a little bit of that glutinous rice. That sticky rice adds that extra texture to it and tones down that intense flavor a little bit. This sausage here is another of their popular menu items. Oh, yum, super smoky and salty. It really reminds me of a Polish kielbasa. Actually, now what I want to do is go in for a bit of that sticky rice with some of that sauce, that tomato sauce. I've learned that's a very, very famous sauce you can find here in this region. It's called nanmi, and it's basically this mix of tomato, garlic, herbs, all these fragrant things put together into this sauce. Yum! Tangy and zappy and spicy. So I'm basically gonna now just start going around and putting bits of whatever toppings I want together, constructing my own little handfuls of food. I also really love eating with my hands. I feel like I can taste food better this way. It brings you so much closer to the eating experience. I love it. This is definitely gonna go down as one of my most memorable breakfasts. I mean, I'm having a picnic, I'm eating with my hands, the food is delicious, every mouthful is a new experience. I'm sitting on the Mekong River. This is incredible. And great success. I don't know why I continue to wear white as a food vlogger, but here I am, and I didn't manage to draw anything on myself. Yay! It's the small wins, Anyway, time for our last breakfast of the trip. Good morning! It is my third and final morning here in Sichuan Banna, so I'm really soaking up this delicious warm weather, blue skies, palm tree lined avenues before I head back to Beijing tomorrow morning. We're eating here this morning, a place that specializes in doutang bean soup. Its vibrant, striking yellow color caught my eye yesterday during my wanderings, and I just knew I needed to try it before I leave. And even though we're here for breakfast, it's actually open 24 hours, so you can have your bean soup at any time of the day. Much like our day one breakfast place, we've got some topping options, but I'm keen to try the original flavor before I heap it with all these other flavors. It's kind of hard to add ingredients when you don't even know what the flavor profile is of what you're eating. So first things first, I'm gonna get an uninterrupted spoon just of pure bean soup. Ooh. As soon as I tried it, I knew it reminded me of something. I just couldn't for the life of me remember what. Oh, very interesting. It's like a saltier version of Huang, and you may or may not know if you've been watching my videos that I'm not the biggest fan of Huang. It's the pea cake that you can find in Beijing, but I'm actually enjoying this more because it's saltier. It's got like more of a oomph to it, and I'm gonna combine together with the meat and those sesame seeds and the coriander there, and then see what it tastes like, and then I'll go add some more ingredients. And yes, on the bottom here we have our noodles. I had almost forgotten about those. So this is another popular way that migan, the noodles we had on day one, are enjoyed here in Sichuan Banna. Yet another popular way is with a peanut soup, which has a similar consistency as the bean soup, but it's a bit more of a beigey grey color. I really wanted to try it too, but there's no way I could have finished off 2 bowls. Let's try this. Oh yum, I really like that, because when you mix it all together, you've got even more saltiness from that pork, but it's not a saltiness that really overwhelms you. It's got freshness from that coriander, and it's just like a really hearty, thick glop. And of course you've got a little bit of texture from that migan in there. It's very warming on the stomach, a nice way to wake up your digestive system and give you some energy and carbs for the day ahead. I almost wouldn't need to add anything. I'm really happy with this flavor. But I just couldn't resist the what ifs, the what if 1 or 2 or 3 more things can make this even better. It turns out, in some cases, less is in fact more. Now it's got a sourness to it and a slight spice, but I would almost say I preferred it before I added anything. It was just like really warm and nutty and salty and just like easy on the stomach. So I'd almost recommend you wouldn't need to add anything, and if I could go back in time, I would not add anything to it. I actually ended up coming back for an early dinner that night for round 2. So that brings me to the end of this Xishuangbanna breakfast food adventure. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to like and comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. It really means the world to see your support. And yeah, until next time, goodbye from Xishuangbanna. Bye.